The IOC has moved forward with policies limiting trans women in competition, and it's being framed as protecting women. But once you look closer, that framing raises a different question. Because protection sounds straightforward, necessary, responsible. But what matters is how that protection is actually applied. In this case, it means placing restrictions on who can participate, on eligibility, on bodies, on classification. And those restrictions don't only affect trans women, because policies like this tend to affect any woman who doesn't fit expected norms. Women with naturally higher testosterone levels, women whose bodies don't align neatly with narrow definitions, and women born with an SRY gene. So the scope becomes broader than it first appears. And there's another piece to this. These kinds of restrictions aren't applied in the same way to men's sports. The scrutiny isn't symmetrical. The enforcement isn't equal. And that imbalance matters, because the argument is framed as fairness, but the application focuses on controlling variation in women's bodies specifically. And that raises a question about what kind of fairness is actually being prioritized. When this is called protection, it makes the policy feel neutral. But the outcome is a set of rules that limit who is allowed to participate and how women's bodies are evaluated. So when you slow it down, this isn't just about inclusion or exclusion. It's about how women are defined and who gets to decide that. And that's a much bigger question than it first appears.